Hey everyone, I'm Beaver, the partnership manager here over at Nodecraft, and today we got another audio version of our partner spotlight. So grab your headphones, sit back, and take a listen as we get to learn more about Nest in the Northwest. Hey everyone, it's Beaver, the partnership manager here at Nodecraft, and we got another partner spotlight for you today. We are hanging out with Nest in the Northwest, and she's got some really cool things to tell us about what she's doing over there on Twitch and some pretty big accomplishments that you did there over in Pride. So if you want to kind of give us a little lowdown of what's going on, that'd be great.
Hey, yeah, Nest here, also known as quiche. We laugh a bit about it and say quiche like the pie. Um, yeah, we have been building our little Minecraft hearts out in my solo player world and raised over 1,000 Australian dollars for a really wonderful organisation called -18, which helps our LGBTQ plus youth here in Australia. So that was really exciting. We done that over the course of about 30 days, and I was so proud of all the people that hang out with me on Twitch. It felt like a massive accomplishment. I set my goal at about $500 to start with. I thought, yeah, that's a good goal to have, and they blew me out of the water. I think we raised that in the first sort of 7 days, so that was super amazing.
That's pretty crazy. And
Um,
didn't you say something like this was your first charity, wasn't it?
yeah, it was my first charity. Now I love doing things like fundraising, especially for things that sort of mean a lot to my soul. I'm really, really aware of the cost of living crisis, though, that's around the world at the minute. So I try not to put any sort of financial strain on my community, but this was a cause that meant a lot to me, and I felt like Pride Month was the perfect opportunity to sort of dabble my toes in fundraising on my platform, because it's really good, like, to have when you've got that little space on the internet where you do have quite an active community. It is really good to be able to sort of focus your attention not just on the games and the community that you're creating, but on the bigger picture. So it was so great to be able to I just sometimes I don't even have the words to explain how amazing it felt to be able to provide that level of fundraising to this organization. Yeah, it was really, really, really great.
It's fantastic. And, again, the fact that you were able to put yourself a goal, which was 500 at that point, and you doubled it, right? Um, first charity, for that, not first charity stream, my apologies. First charity that you've done. And in all honesty, that actually worked out really well. With that, did you do any like really cool incentives to kind of, make it worth it for those that were donating?
Yeah, we sure did. And I had that many people participate. We're still catching up on those incentives, but we made it mainly all game based. So I have a long term Minecraft world that turns 1 year old this month, actually. And in it, we created Pride Island, which is a floating Minecraft build, and all around it, we've built an actual village. So it's each contribution had different levels of what could be built in this Pride area. Because there's one thing about like doing charity work like this. Sometimes once it's done, that's it. Like you don't really hear much more. But because this is the world that I stream every day, I go live on Twitch. We wanted to make sure that it was something that we are going to view almost each stream, so that it's something that becomes like part of our community, and so that the cause that we were actually fundraising for doesn't go quiet once sort of the fundraising is over. So yeah, those incentives, we've got like massive builds, we've got armor stands, we've got animals, you name it, it's there. And it's so fulfilling to open my game and know and walk past these things and know that that was done because of the wonderful support from my community. I'm really excited as well. What we're going to do at the end of the year is I'm actually going to upload a copy of my world to a server so that my community can jump in and walk around themselves and see also how much they've contributed
Oh, that's
to that
pretty awesome.
area.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's fantastic. I mean, I was already going on the whole thing about the fact it's kind of like a trophy case, right? You know, like I know some of the charities that I've worked with over time, like, you know, some of them will have like their own incentives when you hit a certain donation goal, right? So like there's something to kind of remember doing something for that charity, and what you've done for your community is you've literally built that in a world that like you're gonna have it forever. And the way that I honestly, it's crazy because I feel like I've worked with a lot of streamers and creators over time that have done a whole bunch of things, and this is honestly one of the first times I've really heard a creator that's like bringing it into their everyday world to where it's going to constantly live and breathe and also be showcased, right? And then you're taking the next step of being like, hey, this is the world we've built, come visit it. Like they're not able, of course, to mess with the true world. But as you're making those updates and the world keeps getting expanded upon, you're able to kind of allow them to see that as well, which is I think's fantastic.
Yeah, look, and it doesn't just, the beauty about my world as well is it doesn't just include that fundraising area. So my world is, I call it our world because it's built on my community. I think one of the things that a lot of us find solace in on Twitch and other streaming platforms and those kind of communities is that we've got people in our lives that are consistent, and it is a community that we form. And a lot of people say like, oh, in my real life, but Twitch is my real life. It's something that I do every day. And this community that I'm building, I think that we don't see it as a solid thing when we're just interacting through like Twitch chat or even over in Discord. I feel like I'm building a physical presence for our community. Like they say it takes a village, and I feel like we're actually building our village. Like it's still in pixels, but it gives people a sense of belonging, that they've got like, dare I say, ownership in, like, little plots of ownership in this world. And I think that the really beautiful thing alongside the amazing fundraising we did is it gives people a sense of place, and that can be really important. It can be hard to find that sometimes as well outside of life, whether you're isolated or it's hard to get out. You might, like me, you might be a mum with kids, and being online is a really great way of sort of getting your social bucket filled up. So yeah, I feel like my world, I'm really proud of my world, and I say my world, but I mean our world, because I do call it that. And yeah, so it's just an extension of how we've sort of built it up. And yeah, I am giddy to open it up and let people sort of come in. I think that it'll be a really, really special moment, not only just for the fundraising area, but the whole world in itself. I think it'll be really great.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And that's definitely where I was alluding to, is like not just like you know, you have your next charity that you're going to go will go up there on its own mantle, so to speak. But then like when you do for example, right? You know, we're thinking into the future. Um we get to that partner push, and then you get that Twitch partnership. Um and it goes even further. Like every one of those accomplishments will also be
Hmm.
built in. You see, and it can. It's
Yeah.
like that's one of like I want to say one of the crazy things about Minecraft is it is really a game that is just limited by your imagination. It really is. Like there's so like you can think and do so much within the game, to the point where like I was saying, I like being a content creator for as long as I did, I dabbled within Minecraft, but I didn't think of anything like that. Like I did a lot of streams for Extra Life, and I'm actually like, wow, we could have did something like that. Maybe not necessarily even in Minecraft, but we could have did it with another game. Like I feel like that's such a good idea.
Yeah, yeah. Look, and we have lots of moments of celebration around the world as well. Like when I hit 1,000 follows, or 2,000 days in my world. When I've done special achievements within the game, because believe it or not, I've actually only been streaming Minecraft for about a year. I used to stream a few other cozy games, but now I only a Minecraft streamer. So that it records all of my progress, but all of my community's progress as well. So like how many times they check into stream, they earn special things to be placed in a special plot in the world, and they get full say over what their plot looks like, and they get like little mementos hung on the wall, and it's such a great way for community inclusion. And it also like I find that by having that, it opens up the ability for community to interact even without a financial obligation to stream, because I think that's really important as well, to make sure that your stream's on that level playing field for everyone, from your lurkers to your financial contributors to stream as well. So that's really awesome. People love collecting their little mementos for the world, and having them placed on their wall. It's a big celebration. Even earning their little armor stand to be placed in the world. It's a really great. It makes something that is pixel based, and not only in Minecraft but in streaming, being online with other people. It gives it it makes it feel a little bit more factual, like it actually exists,
Yeah,
because
it gives it that value. Like
yeah,
whether it's a physical value to the person, or just more of like a emotional attachment. Like
yeah.
it brings
And
something to what they were providing.
yeah, and for me as well, there will never be words for me to express to my community how much I appreciate them. And they know that all of the things that I do take me a long time, because they watch me do it. And sometimes it's through tears, because some of these things are really hard to do. And I feel like it gives value to them from me to say, hey, I really love doing this for you because you'd show up for me. And I don't think that there's a better way that I could express to them my gratitude for them showing up each time, supporting me to do what I do. So I think it's something that's evolved. That's how it's all evolved, to be honest. Just me wanting to show my appreciation for all those wonderful people that show up.
That's fantastic. It really is. And again, I'm smiling ear to ear. It's a great. It honestly is a great way to showcase it, especially because again, this is your main game. You're seeing it every day, and yeah, it really is fantastic. Now, you did mention that you've been streaming for a bit, but Minecraft wasn't your main thing. And in fact, I think you said early on, when we did your initial partnership interview, you mentioned that you didn't really want to even play Minecraft. It was kind of like a joke or something like that, right?
My community keep begging me to do some merch, and I'm in the middle of planning just one little t-shirt to start with, and the punchline for it is, don't worry, I'll never stream Minecraft. So what happened was, I used to stream Sims, a little bit of Stardew, maybe like every now and again when another game popped up, I would play it to give it a go and have a bit of a break. And I'd seen a lot of growth in my streaming, but it was getting to that stage where I just was like, I don't actually want to get up and turn the computer on and go live. And I was playing a little bit of Minecraft in the background, but only in a little realm for my community. And that's where that line comes from. I offered it to my community as something we could do outside of stream together. I said, I've got a Minecraft realm. You're free to join it. don't worry, I'm never going to stream Minecraft because the game terrified me, to be honest. I played it in peaceful mode, which means nothing ever comes to get you. And it just, it was a big, it felt like I knew nothing. And slowly and surely, I sort of started watching a few Minecrafters on stream and I really enjoyed it. And I was enjoying playing Minecraft a little bit more. And a very, very dear stream friend that I've made now said to me one day, he said, like, give it a go, give it a go. It's like, what have you got to lose by streaming it sort of once? Like, just see how you feel about it. So I did it, and I did it in peaceful mode because I'm like, oh, you know, like I have never seen anyone stream peaceful mode Minecraft, but what the heck, let's do it. And I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed the conversations within my chat and stuff. And slowly and surely, I kept dropping a day of the other games I was streaming, and before I knew it, I was streaming Minecraft 5 days a week in my solo player world on hard mode, doing all the things. I call it my streamer midlife crisis or identity crisis, and I'm really glad that it happened really early on in my content creation because now I found this game, which you touched on it a bit before. It is never ending. This game has been going, it's 15 years this game has been in play now this year. Minecraft celebrating 15 years. It's still a one cost game, so you buy it and like you've bought the game, you've got the game, you get every single update that happens. They add different things into the game each year. And it is a sandbox game, but it can be literally anything that you want it to be. You like PvP? It can be PvP. You just like cozy building. Maybe you're a bit of a Sims player and you like building houses. You can build cool houses. This is the absolute limit. And then, you know, on the other side, which I don't know too much about, but I watch a little bit of it, you've got the Minecraft modding community, which literally rewrite the game. So you can do, there is nothing that you cannot do with Minecraft. You can turn it into almost any game that you want it to be. But yeah, I definitely said to my community I would never stream it. It's a running joke now. Definitely a running joke in my community. And the Discord post that I made is now a pinned post in my general chat. My mods trolled me a bit there, and they pinned that to the top. And I'm gonna turn it into a T-shirt for everyone. But yeah, it's there's a lot that drew me to it as well. Not only was I enjoying watching a few Minecrafters stream it, but I think I'm an artist by trade. So I think just the creative expression that I was able to sort of dabble in Minecraft sort of like tickle my brain. And each time you open your game, it's something new. Like you can either play a long-term world like me, or like even if you played a different type of Minecraft each stream, it would still match up to, you know, content creation because it's just so versatile. But also probably the biggest draw card is the Minecraft community. From content creators to actual viewers, it's such a wonderful place to be. Everyone's so supportive. We have this little saying like, you know, play it your way. So there's not a lot of gatekeeping in the Minecraft industry. Like people are very happy to support players on how they want to play it, which is a really awesome thing. I can honestly say now, as someone who has heavily gamed most of their life, I have probably opened, in the last 12 months, I've probably opened another game less than 5 times. That is how addicting I have found Minecraft for my life, and I stream it now. Only stream Minecraft 5 days a week. So, yeah, it's definitely got me hook, line, and sinker. That is for sure.
Now, seems like again you've been following Minecraft for a very long time overall.
Mhm.
Was there an update that got you really excited? Like, was there one that brought a specific animal or a specific feature that kind of was like, ooh, or like totally changed something that you were doing overall?
All right. Well, that's a good question because actually, The only Minecraft that I really knew about was 1.20, and now we're in 1.21. But it's really interesting. So my kids have been playing Minecraft for a long time, and they've nagged and nagged and nagged and nagged me to play it for years. And joke's on me now, right? Because I always said no, because I've come from playing games like Skyrim and Dragon Age and Sims, and games with really pretty, wonderful graphics and really immersive kind of environments. And well, joke's on me to start with. But now that I am loving Minecraft, I've looked back on updates. So I'm actually playing off stream just by myself, a save that I've started at beta Minecraft. And so I'm slowly sort of understanding all the things that have been added over time, because it's a very, very basic game right back 15 years ago. Very basic game. Lots of the mechanics have changed and stuff. But I will say, I will have to say the newest update, 1.21, it has to be my favorite at the minute, because there's nothing like playing a game that you really enjoy and then to be excited for that when that update gets announced, like it's like, oh my goodness, like mark it on the calendar. How long have we got left? Like it's, I think it just not even because of the items, just because of how excited I was for that update to finally drop. It just brought back those memories of DLCs and extra downloads for Skyrim when I was in that era type of thing. Like you get really, really excited on the lead up to something new for your game. And I hadn't felt that for a game for a really, really, really long time. So I'd have to definitely say the new update. And that brought in like trial chambers and new animals, lots of different. They used to only have one dog, so lots of different dogs and potions and lots of cool things. But for me, it's probably not because of the actual items. It's just because I just felt that excitement again from a game update sort of coming out and being able to sort of experience a Minecraft update with my peers in the Minecraft community at the time that it's actually happening. So yeah, I'd have to definitely say the latest one.
Awesome. I totally get that too. And like, I honestly, I don't know if yeah, excuse me. If I was asked the similar question, really about any game, I wouldn't know what to say, because it always is exactly what you said. It's that feeling of a big patch, and I'm not talking about like, oh, we have our patch every other month or something like that, because it's been a while, if I remember, since the last big update for Minecraft, right?
Yeah, so they do one big update generally a year, but throughout that year, they do things called snapshots or little updates, and they'll fix bugs and add little things into the game that are like a sneak peek to the next update. But yeah, one big update when it all kind of gets overhauled
Yeah, and
for the year.
that's when you build that anticipation. It's like, for example, this time next year, or around this time next year, you guys are gonna have the next big update, and what's it gonna bring? Is it like, I hate to say it, it seems like not necessarily this game, but some other games, Destiny. We hit the wall of like, ooh, this could be really good, and then everyone gets like, everyone gets really happy, they enjoy the content, and yeah, we'll just go
Yeah.
leave it from there. But
Mhm.
I totally get where you're coming from. There's always that excitement that is always building around any update, DLC, expansion, and in my eyes, this really isn't just an update. This is like an expansion almost. Like they've
Yeah.
added, like you mentioned, they've added so much to Minecraft over the years
Yeah.
for free.
And yeah, and I will also say there's not a lot of games out there that you can go back and play that version
Mm-hmm.
without a lot of mucking around. Whereas in Minecraft, you can play whatever. If you don't want to play this update, you just don't launch a game in that update. Like you can play any, like I said, I'm playing a world from beta. And it's so simple to do that because it's a vanilla option to be able to play any snapshot or any old release of the game. And there's millions of them, like every single snapshot, every main release, you can go back and play that version. And I think that's amazing. And it costs nothing. I know I won't mention any games, but I've got a game that I've played ever since the first round of it back when I was a preteen. And if I count each version, so 1, 2, 3, 4, I probably spent over $3,000 on that game. Well, probably my mum did to start with, but I became an adult and still enjoyed playing it. That's a lot of money
And
over like an extended period of time.
all
And for
those.
really,
Sorry, go ahead.
no, I was just going to say for a game that people struggle to play because there's just so many like issues and stuff with it. So I still am mind blown that Minecraft, I bought the game for like 40 Australian dollars. And I've got everything that's ever been released for it for $40 over a 15-year game. I just think that's crazy, and it's amazing.
It really is, and it shows like and there's not many games that are like that. Like there's probably one other one that kind of comes to mind right off the bat in terms of that, and that's like Stardew Valley, right?
Yeah,
And
yeah, absolutely.
the developer Concerned Ape even came out and was like, "You can take a screenshot of this. I'm never going to charge for DLC or any of that for this game." Like,
Yeah,
okay, we could take you for your word on that.
yeah, yeah, absolutely. I think that especially in this day and age, I think it's a really great way to have a really um, amazing community behind your game. And I think Minecraft still tops a lot of the game charts. I haven't looked recently, but I know that it still tops a lot of it. And for 15 years, and it literally is a game that people play from, single digit ages until forever. Like it's a forever game that you could play forever. And I think Stardew's a little bit the same as well. It's funny that those kind of games have such wonderful communities. It's a really great thing.
And it is funny that you talk about how the game does and stuff. We just pull up Twitch viewership here, and I'm pretty sure, just like quick look, it's in the, was that top 10 still.
Yeah.
Top 10 being viewed right now. So like
Hmm.
15-year-old game. Heck, the only other game on here that I would say is that old that is still holding retention is Grand Theft Auto 5.
Yeah. Yeah.
Other than that, there's no,
Absolutely.
all the other games on here are not nearly that old in terms of how long they've been around, for sure.
Yeah, that's right. And I think it's one of those games, like some games get released and in 10 years time, if they're still like quite prominent, sometimes those games are really hard to start up from scratch 10 years into a game. Because you might like, especially if it's an online game, you go in and you try and like give it a go, but you don't have a really good time as a new player because everyone's geared up and like at level 300 and they've got all the things. But with Minecraft, a really awesome fact that I like is that one of the things I was worried about streaming Minecraft was losing the momentum as a content creator, because I'm serious about my content creation, and I do look into the numbers and I make sure that, I'm moving forward. And I was worried about a drop. Like, I was a little bit concerned about it, but I also was really adamant on making sure that content creation was an enjoyable experience for myself as well. So I took the plunge, and believe it or not, I've retained probably 75% of my original community, and now they all play Minecraft. We call it not a cult because none of them played Minecraft before. So it is one of those games that people can pick up today and not be on the back foot. It's something, that it's goes back to that versatility. I think it's just one of those games that people can just pick up whenever. And it's also a game that you can pick up and put down. For me, I don't put it down, but it's one of those games that people can play and then, like, go a couple of months not playing, and then they come back and play for a couple of months, and it's one of those games that you can do that with. And that, I don't think that is something that happens in a lot of games, because once you kind of stop playing for a couple of months, you just get too far behind in things. And yeah, so that's another really awesome thing as well, I think, with the game.
I definitely feel that in many games, even in for me, and I know a couple listeners might be the same with this. Even solo games, I can kind of get like that. If I take
Mm.
too long of a break from something, I feel like I have to start fresh.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, I 100% get that. 100. Um, so I do have one last question here, and I feel like I'm gonna know the answer, but I don't know if our listeners will. Um, Coffee or tea, and
This
why?
question This question could go both ways on different days, but I am going to say coffee because it's my number one drink to have. I drink way too much of it. And it's really funny because my mum is a big coffee drinker, and I always thought when I was little, like, coffee must be so amazing. And every now and again I'd like sneak a little sip, and it was disgusting. I was just like, how does she drink this? Like, it's so gross. But now, as an adult, the smell of coffee beans is probably in my top three smells in the whole entire world. And I'm a little bit of a coffee snob, as in I hunt out beans from weird and wonderful places. Uh, but the why is a little bit funny. I do really enjoy the taste and and call myself a bit of like a coffee snob, but I have ADHD, and coffee is like my I will have a coffee before I go to sleep. Let's just say that it calms my brain down. I won't say it like makes it be completely quiet, but it definitely sort of calms those erratic bees down in my head to just sort of like chill out just for a little bit. It kind of does the opposite to most people, where it's a bit of a stimulant. But yeah, for me, it just gives me that like inner zen, at even just for a short period of time. But yeah, it just definitely, I definitely probably have to go on the coffee bandwagon for that one for sure.
Now, the last little bit I have for that is how do you make your coffee? Not necessarily like, espresso or whatever, but like if you go with a regular coffee, how much sugar would you put in creamer in it? You put the syrup in it? What are you doing?
Okay, so I'm going to have to say it's not how I do it all the time, but it's my preferred way. And I don't do it all the time because it would rot my stomach. But I love lots of sugar in my coffee, and definitely like a big dollop of whipped cream on an espresso. It's amazing. And I would drink that like 100 times a day if I could. But if I go my just standard, I just go long black with just a sprinkle of sugar, because I like to take the bitterness off the coffee if I'm drinking it so much. But yeah, if I could choose to have the cream and loads of sugar every single time I made a coffee, that is definitely what I would do.
I get it. I get it. My wife's the same way. I probably use maybe a quarter of the sugar she uses,
Mhm.
and I'm drinking a
Mhm.
large and she drinks a small, if you get my
Yeah,
drift.
I do.
So yeah, I absolutely do get it. Well,
Mhm.
with that, that's about the time we have, guys. I thank you all for listening in. Again, this is Beaver, the partnership manager over at Nodecraft, and we've been hanging out with Nest of the Northwest. And if you want to get to know more about her, Ness, if you want to take it away and let them know where they can find you.
Yeah, my main platform is Twitch. And if you find me on there, you get links to all the other lovely little places I hang out on the interwebs. So yeah, just head over to Twitch, and all the information is there.
Awesome. Well, thanks again, guys. You have a good rest of your day and take care. Bye bye. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you want to learn more about Nest and you want to see her live, check her out over on Twitch. Again, that's Nest in the Northwest. And if you'd like to become a Nodecraft partner yourself, be sure to check out nodecraft.com/partnership. We'll see you guys next time. Take care.